Mike Chiswick. So what do you think of this iRacing ChampCar Sim series?
First thing that comes to mind to me, besides it being pretty cool, is that I don't know how people have this much free time because I don't have 5 minutes to do this kind of stuff. But I really like it. I think that it's taken the technology of computers and game consoles and put it to good use where you can actually practice a racetrack from the comfort of your own home. And it's not just the path, it actually simulates the bumps, the undulations, the weird patches in the track, and you get just extremely valuable experience without having to worry about wearing out or breaking your own car.
So we got started in 2015 doing the endurance races. iRacing in 2015 released the team racing aspect, and in our first ever attempt at a 24-hour race, we won it, and it was awesome. After maybe a few too many Guinness at the Full Shilling in Lower Manhattan, we had decided we were going to buy a race car and we were going racing. If we could win the 24 Hours of Spa on iRacing in the 7th split, we were for sure meant to do this. So by March of 17, we were at the racetrack with you guys and having a blast, and did the same in August. And you know, we're just looking forward to a great 2018 season. My eyes are Asus monitors. Forget the exact model, but they've been pretty good for me. They sit on a monitor stand, so they're independent of the rig itself. The steering wheel is a Max Pappas steering wheel with a custom button box created by Evan Merrill. The shifter is a Fanatec SQ 1.5. My pedals are the PT2 made by Proto Simtech out of Front Royal, Virginia. So I have a TV on a wall. Whenever I'm sitting here crew chiefing for one of my other guys, I like to see how the race is playing out, and then relay what I can.
Wait a second, go back to that crew chiefing thing. How does that work?
So when we do a 24-hour race, the next one's the 24 hours in the Nürburgring. We'll start, I think the race will start around 9 a.m. So we'll have one driver will get in the car at 9 and he'll drive a full fuel stint. So for the Miata, that would be something like an hour and 40 minutes. At that time, he'll pit. When we do a driver switch, you just pull in the pits like you normally would to get service, and then you just click a button on your screen to get out of the car. The guys that are in the pit, they have a button that then appears on their screen to drive the car. One of them will click that, he'll jump in the car.
Now, guys I've seen build these things up, they'll take an old racing seat, or they'll even go out and buy a $1,000 racing seat for their setup. You don't have all that. You just have a really nice, well-built wooden stand. Now, what kind of computer do you use to run this?
It's just a Windows computer. iRacing's pretty good about being able to use it with older hardware. So if we had the latest and greatest, it would look a little prettier, but I wouldn't be any faster. And so, you know, you could run it on a laptop. It might not be as pretty. You might not see all the textures and all the trees in the clouds, but you could still race. So
now, do you need a fast internet connection to do it?
No, you could do it on you can do it with an iPhone tethering. Right. So we've had guys where their internet's gone out, they've tethered to their cell phones and then started racing again. So yeah, you don't need much of an internet connection. You need a stable internet connection.
Now, do you have to have all this top-notch equipment? But you said no, you don't need a computer.
The fastest guy I know races with a single monitor with a the lowest end, most beginner wheel they make, and he's faster than anyone I know. Yeah. I mean, he's faster than you wide. He's faster than he's the fastest guy on my team. I mean, he's not the fastest guy on the service, but he's the fastest guy I know. And he races, like I said, single monitor, $150 setup, and so
you could do it with an automatic setup. You don't need the stick.
Yeah, you could do it without a stick. You could
flappy paddles.
You could do flappy paddles, or you could even let it auto shift for you. You're going to be a little bit slower, but you could run without a clutch. There's an auto clutch feature for people that only have 2 pedals. Again, it's a little bit slower. You can tell when you're drag racing someone down a straightaway. If they're using the auto clutch, you'll gain just a little bit every shift. But you know, if you're missing shifts and losing a second a lap, then maybe auto shifts for you.
Being able to do a sim and working the shifter and stuff, that actually gets you ready for driving a real car with stick.
For sure. It's the muscle memory. The the just being able to reach down, the not having to think about what do I need to do. I feel like that's the real, what you gain from the simulator. The going through the experiences, the getting stuck in traffic, just seeing things play out. Once, you know, the reason that the veterans are better than the rookies is they've done it thousands of times. So if we can gain that experience in the sim, you know, I think it's a great thing. We can do it any time of day, any time of year, and for less than the cost of 1 hour of, or 1 day of track time.
What would you tell a guy that wants to do this, doesn't really know what to go out and buy, maybe doesn't have a lot of money, just wants to get out there and do this? What does he have to do?
I would recommend buying a Logitech wheel. They're a good budget entry-level wheel. The current one now is the G29 or the G, and they also have another one called the G920. So they're equivalent, they're almost the same, they just have a different amount of buttons. And one's for PlayStation, one's for Xbox. I believe they both work on PC. So I would recommend buying one of those. I think you can pick one up for probably about 250, 300 bucks. It's going to come with pedals. So you have a wheel and pedals, and then you could do it on a laptop. A $500 desktop would definitely do it. Graphics cards, pretty important, but it's not the end all be all. But of course, the better the graphics card, the better it's going to look. Processor, the game's not too processor intensive, but if you're like me and you have not the greatest processor, your buddies will beat you into the session, but once you get into the session, you're not going to be at any disadvantage. So you need, I would say 4 to 8 gigs of RAM minimum. More would be better, but really much more than 8's not going to help you. A good video card and a decent processor, and I think you could get all that for under 500 bucks. So, and then you have to pay iRacing. iRacing charges, I think it's about $100 a year.
But you can buy it in month increments, right? Yeah,
you could get started if you weren't sure. And if you're not sure if you like it, reach out to me on the forum. My name is Hugh Jass, just like the team. I have some promo codes for 3 months free from whenever iRacing partnered up with us last year at the 24. We gave them out in the paddock, but I still have a couple left in my helmet bag over there. So if you want one, you know, PM me and I can get you a code.
Yeah, me.
Oh, okay. I thought the director was telling me to stop talking.